Evening, folks. Right, just going to get into the build. I'm not going to start waffling or anything. Just get all the tools set up. Now, this one I'm doing today is a bit of a prototype for a future build that I want to do. So I'm just using some of the pallet wood that I bought, like you've seen on a few of the other videos here. What I buy these in strips. Now, it's just all about learning different sort of bits of techniques, this one, and the idea I've got in my head, sometimes, you know, it's a bit tough to put down on paper. So a lot of the times when I'm doing these builds, I'm just doing them sort of what's in my head. I try and put down as much on paper as I can. But just let me tell you, this build absolutely... It pecked me head. It was one of them things. I don't know if it was a pallet wood. I don't know what it was. It just had a fight with me at every single stage of the process. Now, it is a prototype. It's a rough build. You know, there's no airs and graces about this. I mean, I'm never going to build fine furniture for a good number of years until I get sort of mega better. So the good thing about using pallet wood, scraps and pine, in my opinion, and if you don't agree with me, you can put it in the comments. All comments are acceptable. Is that, you know, if I was to do this project out of like a solid wood, and here in the UK, sort of hardwoods and all that kind of stuff is really expensive. All wood's expensive at the minute, but so this is good learning stuff to sort of learn on, and I think if you can sort of get better using these types of wood, it's only going to stand you in good stead in it going down the road, because there's nothing rougher really than pallet wood. It's just a really rough wood. So what I try and do with it here is I try and get it to sort of like as square and as sort of nice as I can possibly get it, just to do this build. Like I say, it's a prototype, and I've got this idea of something I want to build in the future, and I will be doing a video of it, and I'm going to slowly build up to doing that build. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I mean, it's not yet anyway. It's going to be in a good 6 months, that build, but it's just something I want to learn some techniques about. So as I'm doing a few of these projects here now on YouTube, a lot of it is incorporating techniques that I want to incorporate into that build. So there's things I've got to get good at, things I've got to like work out, like, you know, it's mistakes you make, little common mistakes at every turn, like the curve of a blade cut, you know, thicknessing the wood, getting things right, measuring correctly. It's all sometimes you need to sort of practice. So there's a lot of wood here for this prototype, and it is what it is. It's pallet wood. So I'm just going over, I'm just cleaning it up here, and that guard thing there, don't worry about that. It's sort of like stuck in one position. I got this off Facebook Marketplace. I actually swapped it a guy. I had a miter saw, a smaller miter saw, you know, I used my Makita, and he needed a miter saw, and I wanted a little sort of thickness off a small dinger. It's not the best of things. I mean, I will upgrade at some point in the future, but for now, this just serves a purpose. I hardly use it, to be perfectly honest with you, but it did the job here. It just cleaned them up. So Shelley wanted to go, and here's a top tip, guys. If you're wanting to buy new tools and you've got like a partner who's sort of like at you all the time every time you buy something new, and like, you know, she'll hold it against you, like, you know, you might have bought something 5 years ago and then she'll bring it up, well, you buy, let her have a go with your tools and get them interested in your tools, and then when you go to get your tools, it's much easier, trust me. You know, because I let her have a go with tools like this, you know, she's not had a go at me about my new router that I've bought. You've not seen that yet, but at some point it'll be coming out. So, and it's good, she really enjoyed that. So I'm just going in here, I'm just going to sort of get them to the right sort of widths. Now, what I should have done, mistake here, I mean, I know I've run them through the planer, but I should have thicknessed them all to the right thickness, which I didn't do. But like I say, it's a rough build prototype, so it didn't really matter. But I could have learnt a bit more if I did. So I'm just going in here, just nice and slowly. I've got to get a 0 insert plate put on there. It's driving me mad. One at jobs sort of today, as I'm doing this voiceover, one at jobs today is a bit of maintenance. I'm going to clean that DeWalt table saw out and, you know, look after it. I try and look after my tools best as I can. So just go nice and easy here. It's absolutely freezing here in the UK as I'm doing this video. As I was making this video, it's freezing. But yeah, let me know a build. If you've had a build that you done and it just sort of like fights you. I mean, in the end, you'll see the project in the end. So just letting Shelley have a go here. She's never used a table saw before. I'm right there. I've told her to keep her hands well away. Keep to one side. And she's just gingerly going in. Now, I bet you all can relate to how you first go at a table saw. So if there's any people out there about table saws, here's Shelley having a go, her first go. And that's her very first go of a table saw. Look how happy she is. You know, that's new tools in the bag there. So anyway, she's adamant she wants to go over it with stain. There was no need to go over it with stain, but she wants to go over it with stain. Who am I to argue? It's not worth my life, really, is it? So go over it with stain. And one of the other mistakes I made here, and what I learnt was about when I've cut the sides down to get them to thickness, I've lost size. So the initial sizes I wanted to go with, I've lost it, and then it sort of comes back and haunts me. So this is a massive lesson learned on, you know, getting your actual sizes for when it's actually all cut down. I just went to the sizes, and it just there was loads of mistakes made, but I'm glad I did it with this pallet wood, to be perfectly honest with you. And the end product is not what I envisioned in my head, but it was some of the practicalities of doing it which is sort of like standing me in good stead here. So little things like when you get like a cut list, and you know, with all the best laid plans, there's always something extra to cut. Like these little strips here, I needed these, I didn't account for these. So this is something I've wrote down for that future project. I am going to need them. This little bit here is, I think this is for a back section where I'd cut the wood, and because I'd chopped the wood down, is it? Let me have a look. No, what happened there was I took that last strip off because it was too thin. I had to make it a bit thicker. So that was another little learning thing I had to do, because I'm so glad. Imagine if this was sort of like, I don't know what you pay for sort of walnut and maple and all that kind of stuff at the minute. I know it's really expensive, but there's a few little projects I want to try, and if I can just get these little basics right by using the scrap wood, the pallet wood, I'm going to minimise that. In the end, this project, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't want it for the house. I might put it on the website, so if anybody wants to buy them, they can do. It'll have to be UK shipping only on these, unfortunately. I wish I could ship them worldwide. It's just because of weight and the way shipping things are in the UK. But anybody who wants to buy these, I'll pop them on the website, and they'll be available to buy. I'll be honest with you, I don't like them, so they'll be nice and cheap. Shipping will be included in that price, UK shipping with a private courier, etc. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of people watching the videos who are not subscribing, so I would ask, just please hit the subscribe button. I think it's about 70% of people who watch the videos are not subscribed, and it massively helps if you're subscribed. Helps me produce more of these videos. So here, you know, I've put this together in strips here. The projects I'm going to do, what I'm learning for this, is not going to be like strip woods. The boards are going to be deeper. So it was only because I had like the pallet wood, and there's where my arthritis sort of kicks into my hand, and I have to start holding stuff funny. it's a weird old setup that with this arthritis. It drives me bonkers. And here he is, Stanley. It's a bit, you know, he's braving the cold here a little bit. It's, you know, it must be a little bit warmer for him. In the cold weather, you'd hardly see him. He's curled up in the front room under a blanket or in front of the log burner fire, and you don't see him. So I'm just going in again where I have actually had to sort of recut a few things down. It's all about learning. Let me know your worst projects. What you know, a project that actually had a fight with you, beat you up, because this is what this did. Nothing, every single bit of this project for me went wrong, and it was like a fight with every single bit of it. The project in the end didn't turn out how I wanted it, even though it was a learning project, a rough build project. I still wanted it to look okay. I wanted it to be a functional piece of furniture that, you know, that could be used. And it can be used, but I just don't like it how it turned out, and it's just one of them projects. And everybody gets this. So, you know, if you're doing a project, don't get disheartened by anything. I mean, this is why I'm showing you this and telling you this. It's the things you can take away from it is far outweighs the final sort of thing. It might not be to your taste. Everybody's different. But what I've gained here in learning about different things, like little things like that there, miter joints, doing that, you seen on my last project, I did a box, and it was the first time I did a box with miter joints. Well, now I'm starting incorporating it a bit more and learning about them a bit more. You know, they're not they're far from perfect, but it's learning. And have a go at them. Just have a go at them. It doesn't matter. I think on one of these cabinet things here and building, there's a gap. There's a gap, and it doesn't matter. Glue on everything. So this section here, the bottom section, wasn't a piece I was initially going to put on. It was just like the look of it, what I weren't liking. I just thought I'd add something to the bottom, and I thought I'd use miter joints, practice my miter joints. And my nailer, what I nail in with, you've got to press the top of it or it leaves the edge proud, so I have to just go over it with a little bit of a tap. So the reason why I'm fully mass up, like, and I've got a pad under that mass there as well, is me DeWalt Hoovers blew up, my shop vac, so I've had to sort of go commando a little bit with the old sander here, but I'm fully ventilated there. I'm under the carport, and plus I've got a mask on and everything. I've got another one coming in the pipeline. I don't know what happened to it. It just refused to start. I checked the fuses, checked the wiring. I'm not an electrician, and I'm not going to start taking electrical devices to bits, because I might end up, knowing me, how clumsy I am and how stupid I am, I might end up blowing somebody up or blowing myself up. So here's another little mistake I'm making here. I'm just going in, and like with my signature, what I've been trying to do with the 3 holes on bits of furniture. Now this will be incorporated on that build I'm going on about. So when I'm going in here with a router, what I've not accounted for is I've gone in too deep. So you'll see there on the first one, and you'll see it on the final reveal. Look, you can see it there. I've just gone in too deep. But then it doesn't sort of do it on the second one. You know, let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong there, because is it the router bit's too deep, which I think it is, but should it have done that? I don't know. But anyway, Shelley goes over and tries to hide all my mistakes again with some more stain. I think she just must like the smell of the spirit-based stain. I don't know what it is. But I tell you what, it goes on really, really, really easy, this stuff. One thing I have learned is about using a thicknesser and a jointer. That's a good tool to use, because the sort of finish it puts on the wood, the texture, you know, it was good. Just going over the sides here with some Brie Wax original. I think you guys over in the States call it paste wax. I'm not sure, I might be wrong there. But if you're using this pre-wax original, make sure you're ventilated, because it will do you in. It's really strong, gives you a banging headache. So get in a ventilated area with this. 4-0 wire wool to apply it. Just leave it on for 5-10 minutes and then buff it off, and it'll be super smooth. And here's just the little drawers that, and there they are. I mean, they're not my cup of tea. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's not what I envisioned. It's nothing like the projects I'm going to do, but some of the things I've incorporated into it is some of the little things, bits and bobs. I'm not happy with it, and this is a project I'm not happy with, and I'm being honest, but I've learned a lot. I've learned more off this project than a lot of the things I am happy with. So let me know in the comments what you think. It's been a pleasure doing this video for you, because it just shows you sometimes you can just do things and you learn. And this is a learning curve for me. Look at that there. Mistake. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.